Hi, this is Cindy. Welcome to my world. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. If you're new, welcome, welcome. Come on in, have a seat, and hang out for a while. Today we're going to work with polymer clay again. And I'm just going to get right into it. We are going to cover a tin. This is a blank, like an Altoids tin, but it's blank. And there you have it. And I have a trouble opening these things. So anyway, we're going to cover that. I am making a box to keep rosary beads in. I'm making this for my mother and my cousin. And I thought I would turn on the camera and show you. You can cover any kind of tin with polymer clay. I have a very nice lady gave me a bunch of these. It's upside down, I think. Anyway, it was so sweet of her. I have a whole bunch of them, but I have a problem opening them. I don't know if other people do, but I have a hard time. I actually pulled the cover off one, trying to get it opened, the clay cover off of it. But there's those, sucrets. There's all kinds of tins out there. And they're pretty simple to do, to cover them. This is the picture that I am going to be putting on the tin. I have already, I glued it to a piece of polymer clay. Then I resined it. I don't resin very often, but this came out pretty good. I do have a few little bubbles in it, but I think it's okay. I did do this on scrap clay and decided afterwards that I was going to paint the edges of it. I just used this acrylic paint by DecoArt. Any paint, any acrylic paint would work fine. And I just went around the edges just in case. I didn't want you to be able to see the scrap clay color. So I have that all ready. And we're going to get started here. Let me put this aside for now. The first thing I am going to do, I have, I'm going to put texture on both sides of the tin. I have a plastic texture sheet here. I don't know if you can see, there's roses on it. And I thought that would look nice since there's flowers in the picture I'm going to use. So that's what I'm going to do on the front. And let's get to it. Let's get right into it. Let me move this piece out of the way for now. And to put texture on, if you don't know, I know most of you know, I'm going to give it a little squirt of water first, my clay, so that the sheet doesn't stick. I usually don't have trouble, but being that I'm on camera now, I probably would. That's my luck. It would probably stick. So, just to make sure it doesn't, I squirted it with water. And now I'm going over it with, I think this is called the brayer. I don't know where I got this from. I've had it for years. There are things out there that'll do the same thing. They're called the brayer. They look like this, so I suspect this is a brayer. But I use that and I press as hard as I can to get a nice deep impression into the clay. Make sure you get your edges and everywhere real good. I also should point out to you, let's take that off and see. All right, there it is. There's a nice deep impression in there, and that's what I was after, so things are good. Okay, I am working on a sheet of wax paper. These are like, you know, you put them in between hamburger patties and stuff for in the freezer. And it is very helpful to put your clay on one of them. Now, after you've pressed down on it so hard and everything, you want to peel it up off of your wax paper gently. Now, I have this clay rolled out to a number 4 on my pasta machine, and 0 being my thickest. And I roll it out real thin because it's easier to manipulate around the tin, I think. So, I haven't covered a tin in a while. I hope everything goes okay here. Bear with me if it doesn't. I'm not going to put mica powder or anything on this right now. I'm going to wait until it's on the tin. That way it's not handled so much, and it'll stay nicer, brighter, I think. Someone made that suggestion to me, and it sounded like a good idea, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Let me get my tin, and this is going to be the top, so I'm going to lay this on, and just like that, I laid it on, and I've got it enough, oops, I moved it, I want it to cover that little edge in the back, but not all the way. I don't want to interfere with the opening and closing of the tin. So you have to be careful and make sure you're not obstructing it there. And you just lay it on there, smooth it out. Whoops, I gotta pull it off because I don't have enough hanging on the edge there to cover the edge. So let me reposition it. I think we're good now. I cut it close. And I'm trying real hard to stay in the shot here. I've some of you know, I've just started making videos. This is what, my 8th or 9th one. So bear with me if I get out of shot, okay? I'll try real hard. But I'm just laying it down. Now, I did not use any glue. I didn't use anything at all. And I have tins that I made several years ago, and they're fine. And like I said, the only problem I've had was with one of the tins that I have a hard time opening to begin with. So now I'm going to press it in there. I'm giving it a pretty good press. Pressing it in. There's a little lip on this tin. So I'm pressing it in. Pressing it in pretty good. And then I'm going to take my blade. Now, if you don't work with polymer clay, they sell blades in the clay department that look like that. And they're flexible, and I prefer one that's not flexible. And so I get these little, these go in scrapers, some kind of scraper tool. I don't know what it's called. You can get them at, you know, Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace. Anyway, I prefer this. it won't bend. You have to push pretty hard for it to bend. And I have something on the top, a piece of tape, so I know which end is the sharp end. But it's not a good idea because the tape is coming off when I slice my bricks of clay. Anyway, enough about that. So now that should be sticking pretty well, I'm going to flip it over here and I'm going to trim it. I'm just going to take my blade and run it across there. Now that edge is going to be sticking up, and that's alright. I'll take care of it later. And I'm just pulling it up and around. Make sure I'm in the shot. Pulling it up there around the top edge. And I am just running my blade, running it across there. And now I'm working on the wax paper still, which makes it much easier to turn and maneuver and stuff. So I highly recommend wax paper sheets. Some people work directly on a tile that they're going to bake on. I prefer for this to use the wax paper sheets. Now you can see up here I have some trimming to do, and that is no big deal. We'll just kind of smooth things in there and go back in with our blade and just cut it off. Push that down good. Smooth things around. You don't want to press too hard. Too hard and smush your lovely design in there. But you want to make sure that it's sticking. Good. And now I see this needs trimmed a little bit. Now I'm going to close her up and deal with this. There's a little space here that needs to be trimmed off. So I'm going to push everything down good. And I'm just going to go in there again with my blade and cut that little piece off. And there we have it. It's on there nice. Nice. Now you can see there's a little bit of a gap here. I'm gonna try and pull some clay down, but because I rolled it out on a number 4, it's pretty thin, but I am getting enough to make it look nice and tidy. So I think I need to do a little bit of a trim here. Sometimes I go a little crazy, you know. I try and make things as perfect as I can. And, yeah, sometimes it's not such a good thing for me. Okay, there's the top. It's covered. And, it opens nice and voila. Nice and easy. Easy peasy. Nice and easy. Okay, let's do the back. And that's going to be the same way. But I decided that I am going to do a different design on the back. I have my clay already ready to go. I use an electric pasta machine, and it's very noisy. So, I like to get everything ready beforehand so that you don't have to hear that and you don't have to waste time. Now, I think, here's what I'm going to use. I've not used these very often, and I can see I got a piece of clay when I was trying to test it earlier. I got a little bit of clay stuck in there. And you know why that is? Because I didn't spray my clay with water first. And that's why. So, speaking of water, let's spray the clay. Give it a little spritz there. You don't have to go crazy with the water. And this is the I don't know if this is like a texture plate. I'm not sure what they call it. I don't even know where I got it from. But it's got this little handle on it and stuff. But I'm gonna have to stand up. I don't have very much strength. So I'm gonna have to stand up and press this in as best I can to get the impression. I had a rough time. I was trying it out earlier, and it was a little rough for me to do. So I'm going to stand up, move that out of the way, and put all my weight, which I have lots of it, behind it, or on it. And now I'm going to slide it around and try and do the other side. Now watch, because I'm on camera and telling you all how weak I am, it'll probably tear it right through it. That's my luck. Anyhow, let's take a peek and see. Uh-oh. Yep, it's tearing it. I've got to be very gentle. I'm out of shot, I know. Let me get back in here. I'm just going to gently peel it up. There we go. There we go. Well, I didn't get the middle. You know, I'm going to lay it back down. Going to lay it back down now. Good for you guys to see this stuff. Going to lift it up some. Try and get some more water in there. I'm going to lift it up on the other side. And try and get some water in there. Yeah, it's stuck pretty good. Okay, let me just go back. Now the sides were good, but the middle here was not so good. So I'm gonna give it a good press and see if that helps. Okay, try it again. Okay, it's coming off pretty good. I see up here in the corner it's kind of sticking in there. Ooh. Not liking that. Let me see if I can get my blade in here and help get it up. It's just this edge here that is starting to tear, and you know, I probably didn't get much water on the edge, but you can see, I mean, oh, you can't see. I'm just getting my blade under there and gently lifting it up, and I think we're in good shape now, and the rest will come off easily. But I did see, you can see I didn't get a real deep impression in there, this area, and there's a little hole there, but I'm going to just work with it. So, set that aside, and I'm going to pick up my tin, and now we're going to try and cover the bottom. I'm going to peel this up carefully off the wax paper. See, I'm tearing it. Stuff like this always happens when I'm on camera. You always, after you put texture on the clay, you always peel it up gently and make sure it's not sticking. If you're cutting tiles like I do a lot of, you definitely want to lift it before you cut the tiles. Okay, let me see if I can position this so that I can work around that hole. And I'm going to have to fill in that. That's okay. Not a problem. I think, okay. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've covered a tin. And I want to make sure, you got to make sure that you don't have the clay in a position where it's going to hinder the tin from opening and closing. And see, there's a hole there, and we'll take care of that in a while. But let me get this up. And let me cut that off, put that aside, and okay. Now I'm lifting it up, and now see, there's a little tear there. But that's okay, we'll just kind of mush it, just kind of mushing it together there. That's fine. And we're going to do the same thing, except, I didn't do a very good job. Now I'm ripping it even more. I didn't get enough clay on, it's not coming all the way to the edges like I had hoped, like it did on the other side. But we'll take care of that. So I'm going to get the clay up there, and I'm going to trim it and get it up there where it should be. I didn't do a very good job of pressing it up on there, so it's giving me a little bit of a hard time. I'll have to go back and trim it again, but it's easier for me to get it pressed on pretty good when I don't have so much excess clay. I'm sorry, I keep pulling out of the shot there. Let's see, where am I? Where am I? There I am. Okay. Now, I have a few holes, and it's good for that to have happened on camera, because then you can see that it's not the end of the world. You don't have to pull it all off and start over again or anything. Just push it down. You want to smooth it down so that it's sticking to the tin. And I've got it open. And I'm just going to trim that off a little closer. And I would like it to be nice and even looking. You want it to look nice and smooth. And I'm smoothing in. You can't see me, can you? Where am I? I am so sorry. This is what, my, I don't know, 8th video? I'm still working on getting myself in the right position and everything. Please bear with me. Please come back again. I promise. I'll work on it. Anyway, I'm just smoothing that down, pushing it down so that it's stuck on the tin pretty good. And some places are uneven. I'm just trimming it off, and doing some smoothing. Now the places where there are like little holes there, no big deal. Just grab a little piece of clay here. You just need a tiny bit for that little area. And you're just going to pop it on there, smooth it in. Easy peasy, nice and easy. Not a big deal, guys. And yeah, you lost a little bit of the design there, but I'll show you in a minute. We're going to try and fix that up. Now this side is a little more bothersome to me. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to put a strip on here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a strip on there. I don't like the way that looks. And we still have this little hole here to deal with. But I don't like this big white opening. So what I'm going to do is run this through my machine real quick. It's going to be noisy for a second. Actually, this one's laying there. I'll use it. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a squirt of water. Gave it a pretty good squirt there this time. And I am going to put it on there. Try and get that design into the clay. It doesn't need to be real deep on the side. And I'm going to try and peel that off. It's coming off pretty well. But go slow with this one. You can feel that there's some resistance. It doesn't want to let go real good. So you gotta kind of coax it off. And maybe I should have sprayed this and the clay. That probably would have been a better idea. Live and learn. Okay. Gonna kind of push some of this together a little bit. Let's see. Alright. Now I'm going to take my tin again. And I think I'm going to put it on this way. Maybe from about there to there. And pull that little piece off. Could have used my blade and cut it off. Alright. So I'm just gonna put it in there, smooth it in, get it as nice and smooth and nice looking as I can. It would help if I used my blade. And I'm going to go right along that edge and cut that clay off. Trim it up. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Much better. Okay. Now I've got excess clay down here that I'm going to trim off. We'll get that little piece off. And get it off at the top there. Okay. Now we're going to smooth this in. Now I've got to be careful when I'm holding this and smoothing and stuff. I don't want to squish my design on the front or the side, the other side, you know, where I'm gripping it. So you got to be careful. All right. And I'm just smoothing some more. And I'm going to do a little bit of trimming down here. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Now I'm losing my pattern on there. And you just push it in, blend everything in there. I got some in the corner that needs to be blended. You want it to be nice and smooth. Okay, that's looking good. Oops. Be careful, Cynthia. Now, I think I may have to trim it more because what's going to happen is this isn't going to close because I needed to leave a little bit of a gap. So after I worked so hard to cover it in the back, I have to open it up here in the front. But that's okay because when the lid's closed, you'll never know it. So I'm just going around with my blade and trimming some of that off. Okay. You get under it with your blade if you can. There we go. Whoops. I should have done one of these before I decided to do one on camera because I forgot you had to leave a little bit of an opening in the front so that it'll close. So I'm just going in and pulling it up and off. Smooth it all down again so it looks nice. And going back in. Where am I? There. Where am I? There I am. And I am just cutting across here and lifting it right up. Cut crooked there. Not a problem. Just go back and even things up. I got a little hunk over here. I'm still not in the shot. Why not? You can see the inside of the tin, but you can't see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm holding this at a weird angle now. Just gonna trim that off. And we don't want it to look raggedy. So, just go in there and I put my blade right up against the tin and scraped upwards. And got it looking pretty good. It's hard to do where the angle I'm doing it at so that you can see. You want it to be nice and, even and stuff. This needs some work. You can see it's not looking perfect like I want. I want it to look nice, but it's handmade and it's not going to be absolutely perfect. Let me see. I think I have to trim. No more trimming. Looking to make sure. I don't want you to see gaps. I don't really want you to see that white around there. But it's looking pretty good. Everything looks good, but we still have this little hole to deal with. So I'm going to grab a piece of clay. Just a little piece is all I need. I do need to stick together. And I'm going to plop it on there. Cut some of it off. Being very careful not to cut through both the bottom layer and the top. And I'm just going to push it in. Smooth it down. Look things over here. I have little bits of clay here and there. You want to get them off, otherwise you'll have bumps on your clay. on your tin. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open this up. Alright, open that up, and I'm going to take my texture plate that I used earlier. I'm going to give it a good dousing of water. I'm going to give the clay a dousing of water, and I am going to attempt to get some of that pattern back in places that I kind of had to smooth it off, and I'm just pressing it in, and it's working. It's working pretty good, guys. I'm surprised that's working so well when I put all my weight behind this and it didn't work so good. Since that's working well, I'm gonna go ahead and try and get some of that pattern in the middle of the tin. Make sure you have it open, otherwise you're gonna smush the front. And I'm gonna try one more time. Right in the middle there, it's smoother. That looks better. Let me grab a paper towel and dry it off. I put quite a bit of water on there. Get it dry. And get that out of the way. There it is. Open. And that probably could use a little trim there too. And there's the inside. And I'm not going to push, I don't want to close this again. It'll close. I don't want to close it because when I open it, I'm gonna lose the design again. So now this is what the top is going to look like after it's baked. That's going to go on. I am going to glue that on. And, oops, I pushed it closed anyhow. I just want to leave a little line, you can't really see it, where that's going to go. And I'm going to glue that on after it's baked. And then, oh, another thing I wanted to point out to you in this picture. I put not glossy accents. I put stickles. Stickles. It's glitter glue. Let me grab one. I don't know what color I'll get, but so I can show you without knocking everything over. There we go. I used stickles. It's a glitter glue. This is what it looks like. And I used the silver one. This is diamond. It's more clear. But I used the silver one and went around the cross before I resined it. And being the clumsy person I am, I stuck my finger in it and forgot to put more on it. So after it's done, I will probably try and, put some on there. It doesn't look too bad the way it is, but, whatever. Okay, so I'll glue that on, and then the best part comes. The best part. I will either put, I don't know what I'm going to put on it. I have several choices here that I pulled. I have some pink ball chain, which goes with the pink flowers on the picture. I could put that around the edge, which looks nice, makes it look finished. And I like that it's beads, because, it's ball chain, but it looks like beads, and it'll fit nice with the, with the picture and everything. So I could use that. I could use, I have this stuff. I don't know where I got this stuff. I've had hanging around forever, and I don't know where I got any of it. But I have this, which is a mixture of pearls and rhinestones. Well, they look like pearls and little rhinestones. That is orange. It blends in real nice. I could put that around it. I definitely could. That looks nice. I have a light pink one that I could put around. It's the same thing. I'm just going to show you real quick. Same exact stuff, but it's light pink. It's what it looked like. And that would look nice around there. Looks pretty. And one more thing I'll show you. I have some just plain rhinestone chain. It's pink. That would look nice around it. I wish you guys could could vote. Tell me what you want. What you think looks best. And I have just, this is AB, clear AB that I could put around it. Anyway, that's the front. That's what I'm gonna finish it off like. Now the back, I was thinking I have my little box of tricks here, and I have some little crosses. Pull some out. Some are plain gold, and other ones have little pink rhinestones in them. Looks like all of them have little, oh, I think this one's plain, and that one's plain. I could glue them after it's baked. I could glue some of them around here and there. And I also pulled, I have some of these flat back little roses, and I pulled some out in different colors. I don't know if that green goes, but anyway, I have those. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's so hard. I have the hardest time making decisions. Maybe, I don't know, maybe something like that. Looks too even. That one, I needed a different one. What do you think? What do you think? Do you like that? Or I could leave it plain, but I'm not sure. But I will glue those on after it's baked. And I don't want them to melt, or I want to make sure they're going to stay on. So I got to open this up again and make sure I didn't put any holes or anything anywhere. And I will bake it on a baking sheet. I just use a tile. I don't have one right here. I bake it in a toaster oven. The directions on the package say 275 for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch. I usually throw things in. I have a timer on the toaster oven. It goes for an hour. And I usually throw things in for an hour and let it go. And I let it cool naturally in the oven. I let it slowly cool. And I don't know. But this was, I think, a quick, easy project. This is beginner friendly. And I think I'll make a video that is more for beginners, explaining the materials you need and things like that. I could also go around this top edge or the bottom edge with some of this that I was showing you earlier, the rhinestone chains and things. But the only thing that concerns me with that is I know my mom, she carries rosary beads in her purse. And I don't know about you guys, my mom's purse is loaded. And she's always in, you know, rummaging around for this or that. And I'm afraid she'll pull off some of this stuff. So we'll see. But anyway, so that is that. I could have done the same texture on the top and the bottom. I just decided not to. I thought that the texture plate that I used, let me close this real quick before I dump them. This thing, boy, I'm going to have to work at getting that out. I've never used one of these before. I have about 6 different kinds in my stash. But, I thought the design in it, if you look closely, I thought it kind of reminded me of a cross. And I thought that was pretty cool for this, for a rosary bead box. So, anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to put this in the oven. And when I post, if you're new and you're not following me on Cindy's World on Facebook, there will be a link below in the first comment to my Facebook page. I post, when I put up a new video, I post it there and we'll show a picture of what we're going to make. I also, like as the name of my channel says, I talk about chronic kidney disease and weight loss and diabetes sometimes. I am dealing with all of those. And on my Facebook page, I post a food diary every day of what I ate. Helps keep me accountable. I get tips from people. And I've had a couple people tell me that I was quite inspiring to them. I just had someone message me yesterday, I think. And that made me feel good. It if I can inspire one person to make one small change that will help their health, that makes me quite happy. What else? So if you're not following me there, please do. I am trying to grow my channel, my YouTube channel, and my Facebook page. I'm working really hard to do that, and I would appreciate if you followed me. I appreciate any encouragement you give me. I encourage you to ask questions if you would like. I'm more than happy to tell you anything that I can help you with, and things like that. So I don't think I have anything else to tell you. Not going to get into my health today. There's nothing new really. And I just want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you hanging out till the end. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.